Hello guys, so let me start with this new headline posted just recently on the 24th of August 2022. What a coincidence when I blasted them and they were hit with my truth and it got spreaded somewhat over the internet and the info got out about what they do. So this is the headline to the article published on the 24th of August 2022 in Health by somebody named Carly Casella, CC33, a Mason, of course. World's most popular herbicide causes dramatic convulsions in worms. The notorious weed killer Roundup, originally made by Monsanto and acquired by Baal, has been found to cause seizure-like convulsions in roundworms. When a soil-dwelling species, Carnohabdis elegans, was exposed to highly diluted samples of Roundup 300 times lower than the lowest concentration recommended for consumer, researchers found they developed seizures. And mind you that these are organophosphates. So these are some substances that you have to question how they are made and what they are made of. And the next, glyphosate is the world's most commonly used herbicide. A recent federal report from the United States found traces of this weed killer in more than 80% of urine samples given by children and adults. So 80% people who gave their urine samples got it already. Yet the health effects of such widespread exposure are extremely contentious. Leaders in Monsanto and now Bayer have persistently argued that Roundup is safe and non-cancerogenic for humans. But in recent years, scientists, policymakers, and the public have started to question those assertions, which tend to be based on industry-led research and not on independent scientific investigation. But you have this very nice Canadian lawn out there. This goes with these rumors that are spreaded over the internet that there used to be an alternative kind of fuel in the 19th century, and even the houses were heated with it, and trains were powered with it, and it was radium. And it was used in the homes to heat even large homes and power vehicles, the ships and the trains. Here you go. It is shown on the postcard. A French postcard shows in the fireplace there is a radium, and it says chauffage à radium. And so there was a story which was spreaded by the CIA paper called New York Times about the radium girls. So they said that when they invented this radium, Curie, that they suddenly found out that it was radioactive. Particularly there was a group of women who were making that radium, and at the factory they were putting it on the watches so that they would be seen in the dark, and these watches were for the military. So there is also rumor that in ancient Rome their houses, they had actually warm floors, and the houses in ancient Rome were also powered by radium. So anyways, what it seems to me that radium was actually safe because the women worked for years at the factory before they developed that, what they call now radium sickness. I think what happened at that factory was that the owners of the factories decided to purchase more cheap materials, which were phosphates or phosphorus, and they decided to replace the radium with phosphates because it became expensive or something like that. And because of this, because the phosphorus is highly toxic, they developed that sickness that disintegrated their bones. But I can be mistaken, so it's quite questionable what exactly happened there. But it seems to me that this radium thing is quite a mystery in itself. And I think it's also mentioned in the movie called Blade Runner 2049, where they get it from. And it goes with ancient Baal or Moloch, and how in ancient religions young children were sacrificed to Molech or Baal, and the rumor goes as that the bronze statue of this Baal, or whatever it is, that the children were actually fuel, and that the statue was actually a flying ship. So the children were the fuel, that's why they were sacrificed. So they have these sacrifices of children to this Molech or Baal, and they simultaneously were saying that they were performing also orgies over there. And that's how that Baal or Molech was flying. In modern times, we can find that they don't tell us what they produce the rocket fuel from. There are also ancient artifacts mentioning the flying serpent, so most likely that it's made from uranium, and uranium is made from snake poison. So that would be a different kind of ship, flying ship, and a different kind of fuel then. But the one that was Molech was said to be to have children as a fuel. And by the way, guys, let me tell you that organophosphates are also used as a nerve agent in the military and the spy world to poison people. And they basically are famous for causing seizures in their victims. And they are not only on the pesticides and different plants, they can also be found in the fuel, and they can also be found in perfume. Yeah, guys, there are organophosphates in the perfume. And this goes back to this famous France thing. You know, French like to make those expensive things that you have to wonder about and some of them are perfumes, you know. And there goes the story about this Lavoisin. Catherine Monvoisin, or Montvoisin, this is again this berg or mountain thing, like Zuckerberg Mountain, Sugar Mountain. Known as Lavoisin, was a French fortune teller, commissioned poisoner, and professional provider of alleged sorcery. She was the head of a network of fortune tellers in Paris, providing poison, aphrodisiacs, abortion, purported medical services, and the arranging of black masses, with clients among the aristocracy, and became the central figure in the famous Affaire des Poisons. Her purported organization of commissioned black magic and poison murder was suspected to have killed 1,000 people, but it is believed that upwards to 2,500 people might have been murdered. So she was said to be going from hospital to hospital, feeding people like a charity, like, you know, in modern times, Bill and Melinda Gates do, very kind couple. And she was told to be poisoning the people, the poor that she, and the sick that she seemed to have fed. And basically, according to the rumors, which was recently deleted from Wikipedia, there were bodies of around 2,500 children found in her garden. When her father, in addition to being a fortune teller, she was also active as a midwife, which developed into providing abortions. Her business as a fortune teller gradually developed into manufacturing and selling purported magical objects and potions, arranging black masses, and selling aphrodisiacs and poison to profit from her clients' vision upon the future. So she basically it depends on the dose, on the dosage. So they took the bones of the dead and they turned it into powder. And you could use the bones of the dead, like they also have this documentary on the Vice on YouTube, you can watch it, the Haitian zombies. And somebody who makes this potion to turn a person into a zombie when they die and then resurrect, and then they become a mindless drone slave and perform work for you for free. They say that one of the ingredients is the skull of a dead child. So the child should be dead and decomposing in the ground for about 2 months for the bone to be in the proper condition, you know. Lavoisin was interested in science of alchemy and financed several private projects and enterprises. Some of them concocted con artists who tried to swindle her. She was known to suffer from alcoholism, was apparently abused by Latour, and engaged in several conflicts with her rivals, the poisoner Marie Bosset. Lavoisin apparently started to include abortions, illegal at the time, for profit within her services as midwife, and her clients eventually included wealthy members of the aristocracy. She had a network of abortion providers working for her, notably Confident Le Pen, who stated that she received her clients from Lavoisin, who referred clients to her and took the majority of the profits as a fee. Marie Bosset claimed that the fetuses who had been aborted late in the pregnancy were burned in a furnace at the house of Lavoisin and buried in the garden of her house. However, as Louis XIV gave the order that the part of Lavoisin, their price, which had to do with her portion should not be pursued further. This part of her business is the least investigated and unknown one, and she claims of Marie Bosset therefore remain unconfirmed. So, her business as a fortune teller gradually developed into a business of professional alleged black magic. During her activity as a fortune teller, she noticed similarities among her clients' wishes about their future. Almost all wanted to have someone fall in love with them, that someone would die so that they might inherit, or that their spouses would die so that they might marry someone else. But she purported magic to make their wishes come true. Initially, she told her clients that their wish would come true. Some action would make her dreams come true. For those clients who wished for someone to fall in love with them, she manufactured love powders, the bones of the toads, the teeth of moles, Spanish fly, iron filings, human blood and mummy, and the dust of human remains. So the dust of human remains were among the alleged ingredients of the love powders concocted by Lavoisier. So basically the growing skull, the bone of a child, perhaps had this property like to conduct to be a conductor of a voice, so that the child would obey the parent and obey the parent commands. So this is what is different between the child skull and the adult skull, because adults don't seem to listen to commands and children seem to be more obedient, and that's perhaps because of the structure of the skull or the brain. Who knows what she did. Her most radical and expensive recommended practice was a black mass, where she arranged for clients for profit, during which the client could pray to Satan for their wish to come true. During some of these masses, a woman performed as an altar upon which a bowl was placed. A baby was held above the bowl, and the blood from it was poured into the bowl. Whether the baby in question was actually killed on this occasion, or whether the baby was already dead by natural causes such as being still, could vary. She had several associates working for her, arranging and participating in her professional magic service, notably Adam Lesage, who performed alleged black magic tasks, and the priest Etienne Guibourg and Abbe Marriott. Marriott, the famous Mormon hotel chains. Lavoisier finally took the step from purported magical potions, amulets, and riches to selling aphrodisiacs to those who wished for someone to fall in love with them, and fatal poison was given to those who wished for someone to die. The most important client of Lavoisier was Madame de Montespan, official royal mistress of King Louis XIV of France. So basically, she put some powder from the bones of the child into the tea or the drink of the king, so that the king would be fixated on her, or some sort of heavy metal. And it is possible that when the modern cults, when they perform the baptism ritual, when they submerge a person into water, they also add like things like mercury into the water, so that people would be fixated on this religion and become fanatic. So this mercury, heavy metals, and these blood and bone material, they make a person, they lock the person in a repetitive ritualistic behavior and fixated one-track thinking. That's what they do, the heavy metals and organophosphates. And eventually the person dies. The death of King's sister-in-law and her claims were still fresh in the public mind. In parallel, a riot took place where people accused witches of abducting children for the black masses, and priests reported the growing number of people who were confessing to poisoning in their confessions. January 1679 made the police aware that there existed a network of fortune tellers in Paris who dealt in the distribution of poison. So her list of clients, the region of the black masses, her connection to Montespan and the murder attempt on the king were not revealed until after her death, when it was stated by her daughter and confirmed by the testimonies of her former associates. She also denied claims of using her own oven to burn the bones of aborted infants that were too large for the grave area in her garden. She also counterclaimed any usage of poisons and that she only possessed purgatives for personal use or for her family. Another accusation she denied includes injecting syringes with fatal liquids into the bodies of pregnant women to, quote, empty them, after which the aborted fetuses were subsequently buried in the same manner at the garden grave. So we have to question ourselves what exactly the rocket fuels are made of, and we have to question what people question when they visit China, for example. They start to question, hey guys, there are so many people in China, where are all the graves at? Where are the graves in China? There should be millions upon millions of graves. Where are they? Where are the remains of Chinese people who died? Also check out what they like to use in the badges of CIA. Yeah, according to my opinion, they worship the god of war, god of thunder, and its counterpart, Skull and Bones, aka Mother Death. And you can also see that they have this skeleton wearing the spaceman Hamlet. See again. Clandestine Services, Directorate of Operations, CIA. And you will find this was posted on a channel called Elusive Truths. So this person called Elusive Truths posted a video called Hunter Laptop Clips, full video on my Rumble, and these are the videos of alleged videos that were leaked from Hunter Biden. And you will notice that he wears specific kind of jacket, which shows specific kind of emblems. And there is also, like, if you study tarot cards, you will know that the swords, when they show swords, like here he shows 76 and then 3 2 2 and the 2 crossed swords. The swords mean air, element of air, and he showingly always wears these aviator's glasses like his dad. And I believe he fakes that he is a drug addict. I don't believe that he is. So in this video clip, I just made a screenshot. He allegedly is with some chick on the beach and just filming the beach. But I think that in this video he shows that there is a triangle behind him in the air, which seems like a cloud, but I think that he shows that there is this disguised triangular fleet, and it looks like a cloud because it has this disguised technology in it. And he basically mocks on people who are watching it. He thinks that people will not see what he really shows here, and this is basically him showing off that he's there to watch this fleet in action. And somebody made this recently made this video today where they show what this craft really looks like when they disguise themselves and become invisible. This what they call anti-gravity craft. So they also claim that Russians have the round ones that look like saucers, and that Americans have ones that are in triangular shape. So what do you guys think of it all, and what are, in your opinion, the organophosphates?